YouTube, today we're going to try out Choice Specs Kyurem-White with Nidoking. We'll see how it goes, but if you do enjoy the videos, be sure to leave a like down below and leave a comment down below. It really does help me out. And you can try out the rental code with the team here. 2 weeks to grab it while you can before it expires, but there's a payment available in the description down below. But otherwise, let's get started and play some games. Hey! Are y'all subscribed to the channel? About 50% of you who watch my videos aren't subscribed to the channel. If you would like to see more cool teams this month, make sure you do so. Thank you. Alright, Kyurem-White Mirror. Okay, Kyurem-White's the Landisfairy, Regieleki, Blastoise, Whimsicott, and Incineroar. Looks like a pretty fun team, especially my Kyurem does pretty well here against my opponent. So this is an interesting matchup. I think it's really going to depend on who is being brought out. Can I go trick him in this game? I definitely could. Definitely a possibility here. I don't think I want to though. I do like Whimsicott a lot here. I do like Kyurem a lot as a lead. I think Kyurem Freeze Dry absolutely fantastic against my opponent's team. I like the Cinderace in the back because I think I'm going to probably Dynamax in the late game because I'd rather open up with Kyurem, I think, than preserve it in order to win. Because if they lead Blastoise against the Cinderace, like, it's not exactly a great matchup where the Blastoise can stall me out, especially with Incineroar. I don't really like that too much. And then I think the last Pokemon definitely bring the Urshifu, the Banded Close Combat, to help out against their Kyurem. And the Surging Strikes is just really good against their team. I think their biggest threat that I have to get rid of, other than their Kyurem, because Kyurem's always a threat on both sides here because it does a lot of damage, is going to be that Regieleki, because that Regieleki is kind of a threat, especially with the Electrowebs, and yeah, it can just disrupt my speed advantage, which this team does try to build around. So let's see what they're going to decide to go for here. Kyurem-White, I love Kyurem-White. It's such a strong mon. I love both Kyurem forms. I think both Kyurem forms are absolutely fantastic. Even in the format of Zacians, it does really well against a lot of the other stuff, like the Sun teams is actually decent against, which I really like. Rain teams is pretty good. Freeze Dry is just a really crazy move on Kyurem-White especially. It does so much damage, it's really hard to switch into. We're gonna see the Whimsicott Blastoise lead, which is perfectly a-okay by me, as I will lead my Kyurem and my Whimsicott right here. And what do I want to do here? I don't really want to Tailwind. Do I have to Tailwind right away? Kind of don't have to, I feel like. I don't know. This Blastoise can have Fake Out. I don't know if it's gonna go for Fake Out. I kind of doubt it, but they could, I guess. I think just a Dazzling Gleam is pretty safe here, and a Freeze Dry into the Blastoise. I could go for Helping Hand Freeze Dry too. It's not that bad of an option. I don't know the thing is, I guess I just don't know Blastoise can pick up a knockout here. That's always a question. So maybe I protect the Whimsicott turn 1 and Freeze Dry here, because I think it might be the safest play. I'm not exactly too sure, because I want to see what they go for here, because I don't know. It depends on their sets. If they have Fake Out, they can go for Fake Out, and it looks like they don't max here, so definitely could be Fake Out. Tailwind going to come out here, which is fine. Is this Yawn? Could be Yawn. Yeah, it's Yawn. Okay. I mean, I didn't plan on Dynamax and Kyurem anyway. I'd rather just go for the Choice Specs Freeze Dry, and this is going to do a lot to Blastoise. Probably pick up the knockout since it's not a Assault Vest confirmed, so goodbye Blastoise. Yeah. So I'll take their Blastoise. That's definitely a mon that's really nice to have here, and yeah, pretty good turn 1, I'd say. I can Tailwind up and get him one more Tailwind turn advantage, which is always really nice here. And I don't think I'm probably gonna switch out Kyurem. I just don't see a reason to sack it. It's just so good against my opponent's team. Their Kyurem's gonna come out, which makes sense here. Okay. And I guess the question is what am I going into? I probably just go out into Cinderace because I don't need Cinderace to win the game, but Cinderace, if they target my Whimsicott, for instance, with Hailstorm, it's a pretty solid position for me. And if they Moonblast my Kyurem, I think that works out. If my Cinderace goes down, I guess it's a little bit annoying, but I still have Urshifu as a backup. And I also am max speed Kyurem, so that also could play a factor. As long as our Whimsicott doesn't have any other forms of speed control, I should be okay. Let's see how it's going to turn out here. So we will retreat our Kyurem. We are going to go into Cinderace. It is a very aggressive play, but definitely can work in my favor. I do think maybe Urshifu might have been the call here, though. Although I don't know if this Whimsicott has like Taunt or Encore, for instance. They might just attempt to go for it into my Whimsicott slot. If that's the case, then it would probably be Max Dragon into my Kyurem. So maybe I could have went for the Urshifu swap here, but let's see. So they are going to Dynamax the Kyurem, which is makes a lot of sense here. We are going to see a Cotton Sport. Oh yeah, that is the move that was really scary here. Okay. Oh, can I play around that actually? I get Tailwind off. Wait, is Cotton Spore a single target? I thought it was a spread move. They do go for Dragon though. Oh, that's actually bad. Yeah, that's bad. Oh, that's really, really bad. Oh, I should have sacked her Shifu. Yeah, I should have sacked her Shifu. That's problematic. Oh, that's problematic. Can I do anything? Cotton Spore can't miss, I'm pretty sure. I don't think I'm letting them drag. Yeah, I don't think I can do anything. Then my hope here is to knock out that Whimsicott efficiently. This is going to be a really weird position. Hold on, does Rockfall or Flow do more? Definitely Rockfall, I think. Oh, this is going to be so awkward. Okay. I think to play Dazzling Gleam into Rockfall the Whimsicott, hope that it can be able to knock out. Because if they drag in here, they at least... this is really bad. The fact that it's 2 speed control options is really, really terrifying here. Okay. So we are going to go out into... We are going to Dynamax our Shifu, which is really awkward. But I think it's like the only chance I have for winning this game here. I don't even know if we'll live Max Dragon. That's also another factor. I actually don't know if we'll live Max Dragon. We're just gonna have to wait and see, I guess. We are gonna go for Dazzling Gleam here in a Rockfall. Hope we can knock out the Whimsicott. Oh, they attacked here. Oh, because they think I'm Sash probably. Okay. Get a crit, which is nice. Not necessary. Here comes Moonblast into our Shifu. That's fine. And we are able to get a Rockfall off. Okay. Ooh, I didn't bluff the Sash, which I could have. Actually, no, they Moonblasted. That would have KO'd my Urshifu, I think. Actually, did it do half? I feel like it did half, right? It should probably KO Urshifu if I didn't max here. So I think I was forced to max here regardless. Okay. A Hailstorm, which is actually amazing for me. Because I get more offensive pressure using my Urshifu. Okay. Wait, this is still winnable. This is 100% still winnable, which is crazy, but it is. Okay. Life Orb, they taking Chip. Ooh, Moonblast was actually pretty close, but I mean, definitely we'll take it. I'll go into Kyurem as the last Pokemon, and then we'll see who they bring in the back. I wonder if they're timid or modest, because that's also going to change the factor. Landorus comes out. It's really going to depend on... Okay, this is tough here. I think it's going to come down to... Okay, so they have Tailwind, I have Tailwind. If I go for Draco Meteor, I can miss, which is a problem. So I feel like the play is actually always to go for a Freeze Dry into... do I KO Kyurem with 2 Knuckles? Because that's what's concerning me. I don't know if I do... Draco Meteor might be the play and just going for... I might have to risk the Draco Meteor here, actually. I think I do have to risk the Draco Meteor here, unfortunately. I just don't see how I'm going to take care of it otherwise. I'm going to go for the Flow and the Landorus and just hope their Kyurem is hopefully modest. That's my hope right here. And then I'm able to outspeed with my Kyurem. So we go for the Rapid Flow into the Landorus. Doesn't pick up a knockout, but Hail will, so that's not too bad. I am faster and get the Draco Meteor off. Oh... Oh, thankfully Timid Kyurem coming in so handy right here. So handy right there. And they Rock Slide. Okay. I had to wish the Speed Tie here, I think, because what I was worried about is if I Freeze Dry their Landers, they go for Dragon into my Kyurem. I don't think my Urshifu can pick up the knockout into the Kyurem afterward with Rockfall or Knuckle. So I think I had to go for a Speed Tie right there. Oh, man. That was scary. That was really scary. What's actually even more scary is the fact that I don't know what would have happened if I wouldn't know what happened if they targeted my Urshifu instead of my Whimsicott. But it does make sense though. The Hailstorm is really, I think that play makes a lot of sense. I think it's a beautiful play in theory because you go for the Hailstorm into Whimsicott. Whimsicott's not going to max, so you get the Hailstorm off. You break a Sash onto your Urshifu. Moonblast is going to KO or bring their Urshifu down to Sash usually. If it's Choice Banded, you get the KO, which is beautiful. And yeah, like I really like that play overall. They're timid, but they're not max speed. Oh, so it wasn't a speed tie. At least, yeah. I thought they would probably be modest on this team with the speed control, but yeah, luckily it did pay off right there. Rain Dance out of the key. Wave Incense, Blastoise. Yeah, I just don't think I ever max against Blastoise turn 1. Just like really no reason to. I guess I could go for Fake Tears Max Dragon, but like I just feel like the damage wasn't really worth it. Like theoretically, if I had like a Life Orb Kyurem, for instance, in that position, like Fake Tears Max Dragon could be a play. So that might have been something that they were trying to catch. It does make sense because Kyurem was a really good Dynamax mon against me. Oh, but thankfully, this Cottage Sport tech really kind of heat. I thought this was spread for some reason. I guess that's just string shot in general. So that's kind of a shame because if this was spread, this definitely would change it quite a bit. But single target, not exactly amazing there. And thankfully, they didn't go for it because if they went for it, I mean, I don't think it made that much of a difference because I still got the knockout regardless. It looked like since they didn't target the Urshifu. I mean, the only position that changes it is like Max Dragon into Cotton Sport my Urshifu, which is a pretty rare play, I feel like, in that position. So somehow survived a Kyurem matchup. Definitely could have played better though. Don't think I think sacking the Cinderace was terrible. I think I should have sacked Urshifu. Cinderace was like one of the Pokemon that could actually live hits, KO the Whimsicott efficiently, and speed up the rest of my team, especially to Kyurem for victories. So yeah, I don't think that was that optimal of sacking the Cinderace. I think I should have kept it around, but you know, maybe Landorus would have made some changes to where it made it more difficult. Who knows? But I do think that maybe Cinderace was the better save there. If you currently enjoyed the content you're watching and want to see more of it, make sure you check out my other YouTube channels, my second YouTube channel, my Eclipse channel, and of course, make sure you follow the action live on my Twitch channel. All links available in the description down below. All right. Ooh, I mean, not Polytoad. Why did I say Polytoad? Kingdra, Kyogre, the Regieleki, Urshifu, Rillaboom, and Entei. This looks like a pretty strong team for me to deal with. I do have Kyurem, which is fantastic against this team. Kyurem eats this team alive with Freeze Dry under the right conditions. So yeah, this definitely looks like a game I can win with Kyurem straight off the bat. I just got to play it really well, especially with speed control. So Whimsicott Cinderace is probably my goal here. I do kind of like that for the most part. And then I think in the back is going to be Kyurem. I mean, I could lead Kyurem here. What's stopping me from leading Kyurem? I guess not much. If it's Dark Urshifu though, I don't want to lead Kyurem because if they lead Urshifu, it's a little bit annoying. But I feel like they would lead Would they lead Kingdra? That's the question. If they lead Kingdra, it's a little bit awkward, but I think I should be fine for the most part. I'm going to lead Whimsicott, Cinderace, try to set up a Kyurem endgame. And last Pokemon? I'm not sure. Urshifu's not that bad here. I really do like Nidoking though. I think Nidoking's pretty strong in this matchup, depending on the situation. So you know what? We'll try out Nidoking and let us see. I think I do have a pretty good offensive mode against my opponent's team. It's just going to be depending on, I don't know my calcs at all with Vesulfus Cinderace. I really don't know any calcs with Vesulfus Cinderace. So hopefully we can live attacks right here. Let's see. Gonna be the Urshifu Kyogre. Okay, good thing I did not lead what I wanted to lead. It is Dark Urshifu. Okay. So I lead Whimsicott plus Cinderace here. Unfortunately, we don't get to find out whether this is Scarf Kyogre or not, because I do kind of want to just go for Dazzling Gleam and Airstream right off the bat. Oh, is that worth it though? If this is Scarf Kyogre though, that's a really big problem. I feel like on this team though, you don't need Scarf Kyogre, do you? I really don't think you do. I really want to go for Dazzling Gleam plus Max Airstream, but I just don't think it's the optimal play here. I think I just Tailwind and Airstream. I really want to click Gleam. But you know what? I'll play it safe. I'm going to Airstream and Dazzling Gleam Tailwind turn 1. This is just to cover if it's Scarf Kyogre and goes for Water Spout, because I think if they get a Water Spout off, it's just a nightmare, right? Because I just lose my Cinderace even with the Assault Vest, so like I'm 100% going down. So I got to prevent the Water Spout from coming out at all costs, especially before Cinderace changes this type. So let's see how this is going to be approached. It's going to be a Tailwind coming out from Whimsicott. No protects whatsoever. Okay, they're going full offense right here. Here comes an Airstream. I could Airstream the Urshifu, yet I feel like with Whimsicott, if Whimsicott still stays around this turn, I can just go for Gleams and be okay. So let's see here. Airstream and the Kyogre. Really solid damage, actually. With Life Orb would have KO'd. It looks like it. Jeez, that's power. Okay. Look at the speed boost. Here comes a Ice Beam. Okay, into the Whimsicott. Also, it does look like it is Scarf Kyogre because I don't think you would go for Ice Beam like that if you weren't Scarf. Like, the Urshifu is just slower. That's the thing. Close combat. Interesting. Over a Wicked Blow? I guess maybe they thought I would transform into Dark typing? Not too sure. I mean, it kind of makes sense because Wicked Blow would probably be your first thought there. But yeah, this is actually pretty good for me. I can go in and Kyurem right now. And Kyurem's looking really good with Tailwind and Airstreams up. So let's bring out the Kyurem. And I think I want to double up the Urshifu slot for sure. Or maybe they thought I was going to switch out Cinderace and Kyurem. I guess that's also another thing. I should live an Ice Beam from the Kyogre. I think I'm just going to Freeze Dry Airstream the Urshifu. I think it's very likely they probably swap out Kyogre, but let's see here. I mean, if they stay in, I think that's fine. Oh, wait, if they Sucker Punch, that could be a threat here. Dynamax? Right here? Who's this being? The Kyogre? Okay, was not expecting that one. The Kyogre's at super low HP, which I'm very surprised about here. Okay, I guess they're desperate to get a knockout. So let's see. Was it Bandit or Shifu? No, it was Sash. Yeah, I didn't think the damage was Bandit. Okay, so I am gonna be able to pick up the knockout on Urshifu here. Maybe they thought I was going for Blizzard and was hoping that they could get a cheeky knockout with Kyogre. So yeah, I am going to be able to get the Freeze Dry off into the Urshifu. Okay. Which is really nice. Goodbye, Urshifu. Gonna be the guys are coming out. Is this going to pick up the knockout? Probably, I'd imagine. Like, I would be shocked if I lived this. Yeah. Because, like, Kyogre is just... Oh, wait, they crit me. Did that matter? Maybe? I don't know. I think that's based on Water Spout. And it's not super effective against me. I have no clue. We go Nidoking here for sure. I wonder what mon they're going to bring in. Could be Rillaboom, I guess. I think I'm fine for the most part. I guess endgame Kingdra's what's scary right here. We bring out the Nidoking. We're going to see the Kingdra come out. Okay, this is perfect, I think. Because the Kyogre did not seem bulky. I think I KO with Earth Power. So I can Freeze Dry the Kingdra and Earth Power the Kyogre. I hope I knock out the Kyogre. I really do. I hope I knock out the Kyogre with Life Orb Sheer Force. So let's see here. Kingdra Protect? No Protect. Okay. You're not Sash, so goodbye Kingdra. Maybe it's Specs Kingdra. That definitely is a thing. Okay, goodbye Kingdra. Kyurem, absolutely a monster right here. Come on, Nidoking. Pick up the knockout. Are you kidding me? I guess that's why Modest is not that great here. Okay. This is actually scary. I wonder if that would have knocked out to Protect. I also wonder if, like, it was just optimal to... I don't think Protect was the play, though. I really thought I was knocking out the Kyogre, but I guess Kyogre is that strong. Rillaboom comes out here. Oh, this game's not over. Fake out. If they have Fake out, they should have Fake out. Fake out into an attack from Kyogre. This is a really complicated endgame. I mean, I Freeze Dry here. I just don't know into who. I Freeze Dry Kyogre, I guess. I mean, they're going to Fake out anyway and just attack here. I think the question is the next turn, what do I... They Grassy Glide. Oh, are they choice locked? Maybe they're choice locked. Okay, good thing I Freeze Dried the Kyogre then, because if I Freeze Dried the Rillaboom there in that spot, it would have been bad. I guess it depends on the item on the Rillaboom. Is it a Assault Vest? Because if it's a Assault Vest, it can live. Wow. I mean, this game went by really fast. I mean, this is hyper offense, but I don't know if the Rillaboom can win. I mean, Woodhammer and the Grassy Glide might KO, especially if they crit one of them. So let's see here. We're gonna forfeit. Okay, what's the real? Is the Rillaboom actually choice banded? It might have been choice banded. That's why I just won, because they didn't have Fake out. That's the reason why I would say that I probably win then, because otherwise you click Fake out there, right? If you have it, only Rillabooms that really don't carry Fake out is usually the ones that are choice banded. So I'm assuming that's choice banded. I actually don't know the damage from the Grassy Glide, but oh. Oh, Kyurem able to do some work. Nidoking kind of needed a little bit more power. Needed more boost. I guess that's the problem with running Timid, though. I'm not used to running Timid Nidoking. Maybe it's worth running Modest on this team. It might be worth running Modest on this team. Maybe I would consider it. I guess that's technically 50% on Kyogre, though, when you think about it. It was at 25%, so it's 50%. Kyogre has pretty good speed def, so yeah, it actually kind of makes sense it lives. I didn't think it'd live on that much, though, but yeah. And luckily, Kyurem-White really strong to finish off that endgame, because that endgame was actually really, really scary. All right, we have a Mimikyu, Incineroar, Pheromosa, Calyx, Ice Rider, Tapu Fini, and Regieleki right here to kick things off. So this is a bit of a weird matchup. The Pheromosa is actually really, really scary to my team, and I mean really scary to my team. So Don't know what I want to go here. I want to say it's Urshifu lead. Urshifu seems pretty good as a lead. Surging Strikes just seems pretty good here. Of course, there is the Regieleki, so that is also a pretty big concern here. Kyurem's really good against my opponent's team if set up properly. Urshifu is really good except against the Eleki, which is a little bit of a concern here. So I kind of want to lead Urshifu plus Kyurem, I think. It's not too bad against my opponent's team. And I don't think Whimsicott's really necessary against this team. It does help against the fast mode, but I'm just not sure if I can bring it here. Nidoking, it's okay here. I wouldn't say I would really like it too much. Yeah, I think Cinderace and Gothitelle. I like Gothitelle because of the fake out pressure that I do offer. And I think it is probably one of the best mods I could bring against my opponent's team. This is really weird because I don't know if they're going to lead the Incineroar Mimikyu here or the Pheromosa Regieleki, because it depends on their lead. If they lead the Pheromosa plus Eleki, it's really threatening, I feel like. But if they lead the Mimikyu and Incineroar, I could definitely play around it. So let's see how this is going to go. We're going to see Pheromosa Calyrex. Okay, so they lead Speed Swap immediately, which isn't too bad for me, I think. I do lead my Kyurem plus my Urshifu. I'm going to go for the Surging Strikes into the Pheromosa here, and because they're either going to Speed Swap or Coaching immediately, I'm okay with either. I think Surging Strikes just makes the most sense to me right here into the Pheromosa slot. And I want to say it's go out into Gothitelle for the fake out pressure, because I don't want to go Kyurem I don't want to lose Kyurem to like Max Knuckle or anything. I think just going Gothitelle makes a lot of sense here. And yeah, let's just go for the offense. I also don't want to lose Kyurem to a close combat potentially here. So let's go for the Surging Strikes here and a switch to Gothitelle, which I do think is the best safe mid-ground play that I do have here. Let's see if they have anything interesting here for attack. If they get Trick Room up, it's a little bit annoying though. And if they do get a free switch to Mimikyu, oh, I guess this lead's actually more scared than I thought, because since they leave Pheromosa Calyrex, if they do go for the Speed Swap immediately and then get in Mimikyu, ooh, that can be really concerning here, I guess. All right, let's see. Bring in the Gothitelle. We're going to see Calyrex retreat though. That's actually best case scenario for me, as we're going to see the top of Feeny. Okay, perfect. Maybe scared of Fusion Flare plus Surging Strikes. That works out amazingly for me. Let's see what Pheromosa does. It can't protect here because I just go with Surging Strikes. Let's see. It's going to be the close combat into the Kyurem. Okay, so that was the best case scenario right here. I do lose my Focus Sash, but I'll gladly lose my Focus Sash on Gothitelle in order to keep my Kyurem around. So we are going to go for our Surging Strikes here. It is going to target down the Pheromosa right here. I wonder who the Trick Room user is. I'd imagine the Trick Room user, I wouldn't say it's a Calyrex. I'd say it's probably another Pokemon, but we do get a really nice Surging Strikes off. That's a really good turn one right here. So I'm able to eliminate the Pheromosa immediately. Really solid. Okay. And I'm not too worried about the Feeny. I do have a Freeze Dry on the Kyurem, which should be able to do a good amount. Of course, I do have to weaken it and prevent some things from going off, specifically Calm Minds. But yeah, this looks like a pretty good advantage right here. I can go for Surging Strikes into Calyrex. I am pretty strong with this Urshifu. And do I go for a Fake Out? I think I do go for Fake Out. I just don't know into who yet. I think it's into Feeny. I do think it's into Feeny, yeah. I'm just going to Fake Out the Feeny and go for the Surging Strikes here. If they Dynamax, that's fine here. And it looks like they do choose to Dynamax. So I'm assuming they're going to try to pick up a knockout here, get the boost, which is completely fine. I get a free swap afterward. Yeah, this is like completely okay. We're going to see the Calyrex come out. Don't really mind this too much. And let's see how much the Surging Strikes will do. Should do a decent amount of Calyrex, I would imagine, right here. I wonder if they go for Quake or if they go for Hailstorm. So Fake Out going to come out into Feeny. This prevents a Calm Mind immediately, which is really nice here. And we are going to get Surging Strikes off into Calyrex. Not really much damage though, because Calyrex is a super bulky Pokemon, and that is a Choice Banded Urshifu, by the way. Like, it's not a weak hit. So okay, Calyrex is able to take it, which is okay. And we're going to see Feeny flinch, and we're going to see Hailstorm come out. Okay. So they will get the boost here into my Gothitelle. Yeah, so they're going to pick up the boost and the knockout. So Gothitelle goes down. I think that's okay here for the most part. I do think so. The upcoming turns, though, can be a little bit rough. I don't know who I want to go out into. Do I want to go out into Kyurem? I think I do want to go Kyurem. Kyurem click Freeze Dry sounds really good to me in Feeny. Because Freeze Dry, I think, might knock out the Feeny. It might. I'm not sure. It is Choice Specs Kyurem. I could also go Cinderace, but the thing is, I probably don't threaten the knockout into the Calyrex yet. And also the whatever Calyrex goes for in the Cinderace is a little bit concerning. So you know what? I'm going to go out into my Kyurem first. And let's go for, I think we go for the Feeny. Do we double up the Feeny slot? Here's my question, because Surging Strikes into Freeze Dry might be the play here. I just don't know if they're going to protect Feeny or not. I wonder how much this Freeze Dry would do from Kyurem. It's a really strong hit. So I wonder if I'll need a Surging Strikes chip damage. I could lose both Pokemon here if I'm not careful, but you know what? I do think it's worth it. Let's go for the Freeze Dry here into the Feeny slot and a Surging Strikes here into Calyx. No Protect here. Okay. So I'm able to get big, powerful Surging Strikes off into Calyx for some pretty good damage right here. Okay. That's some not bad damage. All right. We have weakened it quite a bit. I guess I could have went into Cinderace, huh? I'm pretty sure that the max move would have KO'd the Calyx at this range. Freeze Strike going to come out. Does knock out the Feeny with the choice specs. Okay, cool. Top of Feeny goes down. That's a really good knockout right here. And let's see. It's going to be Hailstorm again into the Kyurem. Okay, I was about to say, because the weird thing about Calyx is it turns around. So it's like, oh, did he target my Urshifu slot with Hailstorm? Because I don't think that's the play. Yeah, they went for that, which is okay. And, ooh. This upcoming turn, though, a little bit rough. Actually, it depends on who they have, specifically. It really just depends on who they have. If they have Incineroar, I think I'm okay. Let's see here. If it's Mimikyu, it's fine. Incineroar does come out. That's okay. All right. Because if it's Incineroar, I'm pretty sure what I do here is... I don't think I knock out the Calyx with Max Knuckle. I can go for Surging Strikes here into Incineroar, which I think is fine. I just don't know what I'm doing with Cinderace. I could go for a max move here. Now the question is, what does a Calyx go for? That's what I'm confused about. I don't know what Calyx is going for here specifically. I think I'll be able to knock out the Calyx with Surging Strikes from Urshifu afterward. I just don't know if they're going to target down the Urshifu or not this turn. I think my best play is just to Max Knuckle the Calyx. Let's see if this is going to work. Here's my thought process, because they're going to fake out here. I'm assuming it's fake out Urshifu. The thing is, I don't know what the Calyx is going for. I could see the target into my, what's it called? I could see the target into my Urshifu to try to pick up the knockout right here. And I think that's the most likely case of option. It's just a fake out double up into Urshifu. And then the question is, like, how do I play around the upcoming turns? We are going to see fake out come out, which is okay. Into their Urshifu. Perfect. I am able to get a Max Knuckle off, so I'm going to boost my attack. I wonder how much damage this does to Calyx, because I really doubt it's going to do that much with the Intimidate. Yeah, it just didn't really do that much, which is fine. It's just, can I beat Incineroar in the late game is the question. I might have to hit a high jump kick, which is a pretty big factor right here. We are going to see a Max Quake come out into... should be Urshifu, I'd imagine. Oh, it's in the Cinderace. Okay. And I survived, so they actually just lose the game here right out entirely. Okay. I felt like they had to hope that I wasn't banded, or I mean, protect Urshifu and go for the double up right there. And I guess they never knew the damage output, because Pheromosa is just like a, like, its defenses are pretty poor, so they couldn't tell the band damage. And Surging Strikes just really didn't do that much to the Calyx, so they couldn't tell the damage. But yeah, this is actually like best case scenario, because now I can go for Surging Strikes and Incineroar. I will be able to pick up the knockout. I can go for a Fireball and knock out the Calyx. And yeah, unless I'm forgetting something, but I don't think I am. Here comes a Fireball from the Cinderace into the Calyx. Ice Rider should pick up a knockout for sure. Yeah. Goodbye. Nice. So we are able to knock out the Calyx. Beautiful. And we are going to be able to get a Surging Strikes off this Choice Banded into the Incineroar and pick up a clean win right there. Woo. That was actually really scary. This team, a lot of fun tricks on their side, actually, because now I'm like looking at it. Like, if they had Mimikyu in the back, for instance, they could have like speed swap turn 1 with the Calyx, then they could have Shadow Seek the proc policy. If it is policy on the Calyx, that's the thing that they have to have. But yeah, that could have been really scary right there. Luckily, they didn't have the Elekid or the Mimikyu in the back, and that kind of made it a lot easier, I think, for me to navigate. And yeah, can we talk about Kyurem just blowing back the Feeny with Freeze Strike? That's obviously insane. Feeny has like a high special defense, a really high special defense, but the fact that I one-shot with Freeze Strike, absolutely insane. I know Kyurem has an incredible special attack, but still, it's a top of Feeny for crying out loud. Don't underestimate Choice Specs Kyurem. It really does a lot of work, especially on this team. And that is the show. Choice Specs Kyurem-White, absolutely insane and high ladder today. Nidoking, maybe you'll get a better shot in the next episode, but if you did enjoy this team, make sure to leave a like down below, leave a comment down below. It really does help out, and you can try out the team yourself. You have 2 weeks to grab it with this rental code right here, and the paste available in the description down below. We're going to be using it for one more episode, so make sure you stay tuned for that. But otherwise, have a great day, people, and until we bow again, I'll catch y'all later.